What's up everyone, Tech Geek Josh here with the review of the brand new Coolpad canvas recently released by Cricut. The Coolpad canvas is a smartphone aimed for the person that doesn't want to spend a lot of money but yet still wants some pretty good features and a reliable phone. For the display we get a really nice size 5.5 inch TFT touchscreen that has a resolution of 1080 by 720, which equals to a pixel density somewhere in the mid 200s, which is not bad considering how good this display actually looks in person. Of course the camera is probably not going to do it justice, but this screen is actually very crisp. And yes, you will see some pixels, but that's only if you really try and get up as close as you can, to the actual display. In terms of outdoor visibility, you can, I really haven't tested that, but all I can say is that it's a very good display and that you shouldn't have a problem viewing it outdoors because it does get pretty bright. Now for the cameras. The canvas is equipped with an 8 megapixel rear and a 5 megapixel front facing camera. And they actually do or are actually able to record in full 1080p HD. Let's go ahead and go into the camera interface right now, which I just happen to have open. So while we're in here, let's take a look around. Up here we have your flash on and off in auto. Then in the middle or next to it we get the HDR auto on or off. Then we get your toggle to switch between the front and rear facing camera. 3 little dots bring up the effects such as panorama and your settings icon. And you can save the photos and videos to your internal storage, which is default right now. I don't have any SD card in it. You can set it to your internal or SD card storage. Pixel resolution 8 megapixel 4x3, 4 megapixel 16:9, or as low as 3 megapixels at 1:1. Shutter sound on or off, location on or off, QR code and barcode scanner, which is very handy, so you don't have to download a third-party app. Brightness, normal, low, or high. It's currently at normal. Grid lines on or off, volume key, volume, zoom, or volume capture or zoom. I currently have it on zoom. Touch to take pictures on or off, meaning you can just tap anywhere on the screen and it'll take a photo. We will demonstrate that pretty soon here. Kind of got my words mixed up. And picture timer. For off, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, all the way up to 15 seconds. And it's basically the same settings for the front facing camera. So as you can see right here, touch to take pictures. It actually took a little bit to actually take the picture. So now that we checked out the rear camera, let's switch to the front facing camera. There we are. Hello. Same toggles basically, HDR auto on or off. Same toggle, front and rear camera. And same basic settings as I just went over. Down here we get your photos that you've recently taken. You can view them just like that. Yeah, I'm currently in photo mode. You swipe this way to get into video, and we do, or like I just mentioned, we are able to record in full 1080p right up there. Most phones at this price point can't record 1080p, so that's a very nice touch with the Coolpad canvas. Go back into photo. Down here we get your effects. As you can see, there are quite a bit of them. 9 to be exact. Sepia, which is this one. Fisheye, which you can't really tell. Then we have gray. Then we have cool color. Almost mispronounced that. Then we have normal. Then we have AB color or ABC color, or however you want to pronounce that. I'd say it's AB color because it's ABC OLOR. Then we have what's this? Soft light. It's a little hard to read actually. Then we have focus, which actually looks pretty cool. And then we have invert. So, pretty nice camera effects was the Coolpad Canvas. The Canvas is powered by a quad-core 1.4 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 chipset with an ARM Cortex A53 CPU. Sorry, I kind of messed up almost there. And an Adreno 308 GPU. And with this type of processor, most games should be able to play just fine, but you might still notice some frame droppage here and there when playing your selected game. Now, as for higher intensity games or higher graphically intensive games, you would expect to probably see quite a bit of frame dropping, so just keep that in mind if you plan on gaming with the Coolpad Canvas. As for the internal memory, the Canvas comes equipped with 16 gigabytes of storage, but only 10.08 gigabytes are available. And as you can see here, I've used about 3.53 gigs out of that 10.08 gigabytes. And you can further expand the storage via the micro SD card slot, which is found on the back above the battery and above the SIM card slot. The Canvas will only support up to a 32 gigabyte SD card. It's not much, but it's much better than nothing at all. Oh, and I also forgot to point out that the Canvas also has 2 gigabytes of RAM for keeping apps open in the background and doing several tasks at once. That's much better than the usual 1 gigabyte of phones, or 1 gigabyte of RAM that we see in most budget-oriented phones. So props to Coolpad on the 2 gigabytes of RAM for the Canvas. Popping off the back panel of the Canvas, we gain access to its 2500 mAh battery, which is user replaceable. And here's where you find your nano SIM card slot. This device takes a nano, not a micro, not a full size. And right on top of it is your micro SD card slot. As you can just see right there, I don't have anything inside the phone. Battery life for me has been pretty good thus far, even though it's still on its first charge, and because I haven't been using it much at all, actually. It's just been currently sitting in with my other phones, so I would expect the battery life to last quite a long time, probably. With the user that I am, I would expect it to last a solid 2 to 3 days because I, rarely use the phone or rarely need to use it, only for the occasional snap and whatnot. So heavy users will probably be able to get through a full day, but just in case you might want to bring your charger. As for light users, you're more than capable of getting through a full day and probably 2 days on this battery. So battery life, for me, is not a problem. As for the OS, Coolpad has decided to give this phone Android 7.0, which is actually very, very nice. Phones at this price point don't usually get the Android Nougat update. And this is only Android 7.0, so it's not the latest version, but hey, it's still a rather new version of Android. So, thumbs up again to Coolpad for giving this phone Android Nougat. Will we ever see anything beyond Android 7.0? Well, the future is yet to come. In conclusion, the Coolpad Canvas is quite the capable device for the year of 2017. And Cricket has done a very good job with this phone, giving it all sorts of nice specs, such as the ability to record 1080p both in the front and rear cameras, the next to the latest, if not the latest, Android operating system, Android 7.0 Nougat, and that rather fast and rather fluid processor, 1.4 GHz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 to be exact. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video in any way possible. Hopefully I'll never do a video like this again because it didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to. Videos never do turn out as good as I want them to. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.